Guys, Vecera here, and today we're going to be reviewing Gore Obsessed by Cannibal Corpse. Now, after I was listening to Bloodthirst, I checked out Gore Obsessed. Now, when I first heard about Gore Obsessed, this album, there's a lot of people saying it's not one of their best albums. It's one of the weaker albums in their discography. Now, to be honest, in my opinion, I think it's an okay album. Like, the music sounds pretty good, I have to say, but the vocals, like, from Corpse Grinder sound weak, in my opinion. They sound not as good as they were on Bloodthirst. I mean, this was kind of his second weakest album, along with Gallery of Suicide. But, I mean, he was okay, but not really that great. But the guitar riffs are pretty good. Like I said, the music sounds pretty good. But they kind of sort of slowed down a little bit on some songs, similar to like Gallery. That's just me. But to be honest, the song feels like there should be more stuff added in there, but it wasn't. I think the lyrics were a bit weak, and so were the vocals. I think I've already said that, but yeah. Enough talk, let's talk about this album. The album opens up with Savage Patrique, which is a decent opener, I have to say. It's very short. It's like a minute and something seconds. But the vocals were good, but the highs were just... I feel like the highs, for the most part, sound very weak. The high vocals from Corpse Grinder sound pretty much weak. And they had some very odd solos. Another thing I should talk about is the solos. For some reason, on this album, the solos kind of remind me of something I would hear from Slayer, in my opinion. I don't know why, it just kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, right, that's just me. Next song is called Hatchet to the Head, which is a good song. It had some good lyrics, but it had some impressive guitar solos. Alright. Then we get to Pitiful Zombies, one of the better songs on this album, one of the better songs that Corpse Grinder actually sings. It's pretty good. Next song is called Dormant Bodies Bursting, which had some very catchy music. Like, I love how George Corpse Grinder screams "Dormant Bodies Bursting." I think that's pretty much a pretty good another one of his better songs. Right, then we get to the next song is called "Compelled to Lacerate," which is an okay song. It has a little weird guitar part. It's just me. Then we get to the next song is called "Drowning in Vecera." I don't know how you pronounce that word, but yeah, it's an okay song. And next song is called Hung in Blood, which had a catchy intro part in that song. And the vocals were a little bit weaker in that song. I mean, they were okay, but not really good. The next song is called Sanded Faces, which is a pretty weird song. It had, like, the intro sort of had, like, a weird something played backwards, like guitar part and vocal thing. It seemed pretty weird way to start it off. It's just me. Right, then we get to the next song. It's called Mutation of the Cadaver, which had a little bit of a groove in there. I think that's one of the problems why some people don't like Gore Obsessed, because I think it lacked groove, where it had some on Bloodthirst. But I think this album sort of lacked sort of that groove, which is pretty much what Cannibal Corpse had done nowadays, which is pretty... That's just my opinion. Alright, to get to the next song, it's called When Death Replaces Life, which is sort of a slower type song, which is meh. That's just my opinion. Then we get to the next song, it's called Grotesque, which is a cool song, I have to say. I really think this is one of the next better song where Corpse Grinder actually sings. I like how he goes from low to sort of high, like that sort of transition. It's pretty interesting. Then we get to the last song on the album, which is sort of the big highlight of this album, which is a cover song, where this is their cover of Metallica's No Remorse. And it's a pretty good cover, I have to say. Pretty damn impressive. It sort of adds sort of their own style to it. But it's very interesting, I have to say. Pretty good cover from Cannibal Corpse, I have to say. So overall, Gore Obsessed is sort of one of their second weakest album. I think they only had two weak albums in their discography. After listening to this album, I think last night I actually listened to it. I actually pretty much knew I was gonna give this album a score. So anyway, I would give Gore Obsessed by Cannibal Corpse a 7 out of 10. Later, guys, and keep it metal.